Hi, Dr. Alina Kolchitsky, Boutique Bodyworks, lifestyle medicine, physical therapy, fitness, nutrition, and more. I'm going to demonstrate a nice, quick, easy recipe using farro, which is an ancient wheat grain, literally in Italian. That's what farro means. And it's a general term for this wheat grain. So there's three different types actually. Spelt is one of them. But farro that is most commonly bought in the grocery store labeled farro is not spelt, but the other type of farro called farro medio in Italian, or emmer. So E-M-M-E-R. So emmer farro is what we're cooking with today. So let's get started, and I'll talk more about its nutritional content as we go. So first I'm going to prep some onion and garlic as a base. And you know me, I like to always cook with these two things for the allium, which is really good for our immune system, and the sulfur as well in it is great for the functioning of all our cells and helping with mold allergies, as I've mentioned in other food demonstration videos if you've watched other videos I've made. So you can prepare your garlic however you like. For me, this is easiest. So you take off the ends, peel off the skin, and then you just want to dice it kind of small. You can use a garlic press if you like. You can use any kind of onion you like. Now, red onion has the most highest in nutrient content, including your antioxidants because of the nice bright color. But there's nothing wrong with using white or yellow onion if that's what you've got. Now I'm cooking a quantity for one. So you see how much I'm using here, multiply it for the number of people that you might be serving. But know that even if it's just one person, you can cook a meal. Yes. It's silly to say, oh, I'm not going to bother to cook because it's just me. It's easier when it's just you. You don't have to do as much preparation. Okay, so we have that ready. And I do have a special olive oil today that I'm going to use, which has some orange in it, orange essence. This was gifted to me. So I'm going to cook with that. And so let's come on over to the stove. And I'm going to pour just a little bit. But if you don't have that, just use regular olive oil. That's fine. And I've put in just about 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're going to turn on the heat to just below medium. So I've got it on 4, depending what kind of stove you have. Obviously, it depends on your settings. I'm just using electric cooktop. And I like just a tiny bit of spice to round out the flavor. You can skip this step if you like. If you're not sensitive stomach-wise, you know, digestion tract to spice, then go ahead and add a little bit. I've got some drying from my garden. You see I've got different colors happening, and they all were picked green, but they turned red the longer they sat here in my little bowl. Drying them on the countertop is nice and easy. I'm going to take, since this is just for me, just a small one. So I could have chosen the bigger ones, but for this single serving, and when they're dried, they're super easy to work with. Do take off the end. Let's see if there's enough light. So I'm taking off the coarse end to throw away. And then the rest, I'm just going to use my fingernails I washed my hands before doing this, to just piece it. And then we're going to let this kind of cook a little bit before we add our other ingredients. Now I've already cooked in advance my farro as well as some beets. We're making a delicious farro beet salad, warm, but note that this would be equally delicious served cold, which you could do in the hotter months. But since right now it's actually cold where I am, then I'm going to have it warm. Okay, so we have beets ready to go that I had already cooked the day before, and I saved the water to make a beetroot soup, and then I extracted the beets themselves to cook with and eat. Don't ever throw away anything. You can eat most of the plant and plant products after cooking certain things. They can still be used. We're also going to prep one orange, okay? So while that's cooking, I'm going to do this. Just peel it first. I find it easy if you go around and then lengthwise. Oops, wrong way. I always have so much fun with that. Oh, the spice is coming off of this and making me cough. Pepper. So, you know, the more plants you cook with, the better. It's really important to keep whole grains in your diet on a regular basis. If you're doing keto, you can do that for short periods of time. I do not recommend doing animal-based keto. I recommend plant-based keto. Yes, it's possible to do plant-based keto, which is going to be heart healthy. Animal-based will not be heart healthy and lead to cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, blood pressure risk, all that stuff, and cancer. Yes. So the more plant-based, the better. That being said, again, you shouldn't maintain that for long periods of time because you need grains. Grains have the B vitamins. B vitamins, various ones do different things, but they help with your nerves, nerve function. They help with your skin and with your eyes. So Farro is actually high in vitamin B3, so number 3, that is niacin. And niacin is important for the health of your skin, your eyes, and yes, your muscle function and nerves. Also has magnesium, which is important for muscle function, and also has iron, some, not a lot, but some. Is really good in protein. So Farro, different Farro types have different amounts of protein. Farro has a pretty good source of protein. Okay, so this has gotten brown. Let me show you. So we're going to add things now. Wrong way. Okay, so let me set the orange to the side and chop some beet really quick to add into there before it gets too hot. Let's turn the heat down. So again, these beets are pre-cooked. I cook them just by boiling them in water, and then I save the water in the fridge to use for soup. Depending on the size of your beets will depend how many you use here, but this is about a cup worth. So I'm adding that in, stir it up. So yes, as I was saying, with the protein content of Farro, which we're using today, is pretty good. So just half a cup has 12 grams of protein. We're going to also add some pinto beans for protein. After touching the beets, my fingertips are red. Good thing my towel is red, but I did wash them. So I have pre-cooked for the week my pinto beans. And we're going to add in a cup, which is going to give us 18 grams of protein. So with 18 grams from this cup of pinto beans, there's also lots of nice fiber. And then the 12 grams from the farro gives us 30 grams of protein, just from those two ingredients. There's one other ingredient that's going to add some protein. Not to mention there's a little bit of protein in the vegetables, so in the beet and so on. There's some. Not a huge amount, but some. Okay, while that warms, let's get the farro, which I also pre-cooked for the week. Know that you can use your farro in many ways. So you can put it in a stir fry, just like you would with brown rice. This has more nutrition, actually, more protein than brown rice. And so I have it here pre-cooked. It looks a little bit like barley. It has a nice nutty flavor and a nice chewy texture. So I'm going to put in just half a cup, eyeballing it. Put that back in the fridge. You can use this with salads cold. You can put it in soups, just like you would with barley in a soup. And you can cook it and have it cold or warm for breakfast. You can add milk of choice or yogurt with some fruit and nuts for breakfast. You can eat it like oatmeal, savory or sweet, by adding fruits if you want it sweet, or other things if you want it savory. Okay, it's looking nice and colorful. So let's go ahead and chop up the orange. So it's peeled. I'm going to segment it. Actually, I'm going to turn this heat off while I do this. Because everything was pre-cooked, it really didn't take much time to cook at all in the frying pan for the meal. So it's a nice quick meal in that respect, with just a little bit of advanced prep. As I said, on Sundays I like to do my grain for the week and my protein, one of my proteins, which is always beans of some kind. I make sure I get a cup a day in my daily intake. And for getting back to the point about whole grains, we really should be trying to get 3 servings a day of whole grains, which really isn't that much. It's easily done. So if you are trying to eat lower carb, 3 servings a day can still keep you in the lower carb as long as it is whole grain, so that we're getting net carbs. When you take away the fiber, it's really not that much as you may think. Okay, I don't want to burn this, so we're going to take this off to the side. And then we're going to add one more ingredient. So we're going to add some pecans, which grow locally here in Texas in abundance, so it's easy to get pecans all year round. This is going to add some protein as well as fiber. And nuts and seeds also give, they help to make you feel full, and they give you vitamin E, important for the brain and nerves as well. And they're low in carbs, and for the protein content, let's see, just 1 ounce has 3 grams of protein. So now we just bumped up our protein content of this meal from 30 grams to 33. Okay, we'll let that kind of soften a little bit as I get a bowl out and ready to serve. Now, you can add salt and pepper if you like. If you're trying to reduce salt, then don't. You could add some herbs. Thyme would go really nicely with this. And if you're using herbs, you may not need to use salt and pepper or salt at all. Yeah, let's see. I have lots of different things. You could also try basil. Let's do a little bit of herbs of Provence. Has a mixture. Let's see, what does this have? It has rosemary, marjoram, thyme, and sage. Okay. Now, I have very low blood pressure, so I am not worried about salt. I don't eat processed foods, so I can get away with adding a little bit to my plate. And we'll stir that up. So herbs and spices give us lots of antioxidants, polyphenols, those magical things in plants that help us fight disease and improve our immune function. And the more variety you get in your diet every day, the better. So play with them. They give you wonderful flavor. And yeah, there's just only good things to be had from that. Okay, so let's go ahead and add in the orange. And we're pretty much done. We just have to stir it up and serve. Now it looks like a lot. When you're eating plant-based, you can eat more volume. You're getting a lot of fiber in there, which will make you full more than eating processed foods. So you're going to feel a lot more satisfied and less likely to feel the need to snack, as well as not have cravings for foods that aren't so good for you, like high sugar processed foods. Okay, I'm going to get a bowl. Now if you want to, we could add one more flavor. For some umami, you could add some Parmesan cheese on top, or skip it, especially if you're trying to reduce dairy. But Parmesan cheese is a hard cheese, so it's not as much as soft cheeses contributing to cholesterol. And so yeah, the whole grains also help you to reduce cholesterol. They give you lots of fiber, they give you some protein, they give you B vitamins, as we talked about, and they give you fiber. So half a cup of this gives you 10 grams of fiber. That's like a third of the daily recommendation of 30 grams a day. Most Americans only get 5. That's pitiful, thanks to the highly processed diet that most Americans eat, which is causing lots of disease. Okay, so look at that beautiful salad. Ready to eat. It only took 15 minutes or less. And we've got 33 grams of protein, all from plants. We've got fiber, lots of different antioxidants, especially with the beets added in there. And the orange just gives it, both the beets and orange together give a nice natural sweetness. So if you do have a sweet tooth, this can be really like palate friendly. Your children might like it actually. You might be surprised. And the chewy texture of the farro is really nice in contrast with other, the softness of the cooked beet and the oranges. Those pinto beans give us really good protein and fiber. So yeah, we've got lots of different plants in here when we also include, the spices and herbs. So they've got flavor. We've got, gosh, how many different plants in here? I think we may be 15 or more in just one meal. And the recommendation is to try to get at least 5 fruits and vegetables a day. Well, we've hit the mark in just one meal. So I hope that gives you an idea of what to do with farro. Again, it's an ancient wheat grain. So if you are allergic to wheat or have celiac disease, then obviously this may not be the grain to choose. And you can make this recipe with another grain that might be appropriate for you, or go for a tuber like sweet potato or white potato. Sweet potato will have more nutrition, but white potato is fine as long as it's just cooked in a healthy way. And so please feel free to experiment and adjust as you need to and as you like. So the kitchen is your laboratory to experiment in, and these are just suggestions of ways to eat more plant-based from whole foods, real food, to help you not only fight disease and prevent disease, but also to feel good and function at your best, have energy, because the more plant-based you eat and from real food, the more energy you will have as well. And as I said earlier, it will reduce your cravings for foods that are less ideal and higher in sugar. Yeah, farro is high in protein. We've got 33 grams of protein, so here you go. Example of, plant-based still being high in protein and not like what people say is insufficient. So I hope you like this video. Please share with your loved ones, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you.